like survivors, there's something in it. That's why we've got this disorder. So like, I think that makes us quite strong people to be able to keep going through it pretty much every day. There's always something in part of the day that's like, oh. I know that my friends can notice when I'm having a flashback or whatever. They just know. I think they say my face just changes. Especially my face just changes, and yeah. But
did they say you're distant by any chance? That you become distant all of a sudden from the room? Or?
I become distant and quite scared.
Something
and
I
that's
do that.
not like me. I'm quite tough and all that sort of stuff. But actually,
I think you're pretty tough.
I am pretty tough, yeah.
Anybody else easily startled?
Hypervigilant. Any noise at all, and I can react. Now, when it first used to happen, it would be straight into a panic attack, and I sort of average them out at maybe 10 an hour when I first sort of my second catalyst sort of event. So it was just everything all the time. It sort of relates to why whatever happened. Now it's sort of, I'm still hypervigilant, but I won't go straight into anxiety. I'll sort of, my heart will go fast and I'll go, right, I know what's happening here. And my nerves will sort of burn the back or something, or feel, I don't know, they'll sort of, I'll jump. For example, if you're watching a film and they put a cheap jump scare in it, and I jump and I'll feel all my nerves just sort of, I don't know, tingle all the way through my back, and I'll have to sort of slow down my breathing, slow down my heart. Do you think, because from my perspective, some of the things that have happened to me, they're not secrets, but they're not accepted as fact. And I find myself fighting that sort of scenario, that these things are not supposed to have happened, but they have happened, or elements of them are not supposed to happen. And I feel like I can't get resolution until that is put on the table and is fact, and is accepted as fact. And I find myself fighting that, the yin-yang sort of relationship with that over the years.
Basically, I feel like my whole life at the minute is just distraction. I keep myself safe, keep myself in my flat, and do whatever I need to do to distract myself from whatever is in here.
Found a way of doing
my
that
body.
by doing a lot of work, and there's no social aspect. It's just, right, I'll do this course, right, I'll do that, right, I'll do it. It's constantly doing something.
I think I've got a bit of an attitude where it's kind of keep focused or die. Like, the way that works for me is, like, I'm full-time in sixth form, but I also have like a lot of jobs and stuff, and like I never have downtime. And the idea of having downtime just makes me panic, because I think, how do I fill that expanse of time? Like, if I'm busy, then I'm not thinking about such and such, and so.
Seems like we're all busy then.
Busy
busy
bees.
as my body will allow me to be.
I've found it affects physical health as much as mental health as well.
Yeah, I've got fibromyalgia.
Yeah,
I have as well.
They've done tests to see if I've got that, but they're a bit confused about what's up with me, but they said that it could just be linked to the PTSD.
So I think changing the relationship I have with my trauma, with my pain, has been, really helpful in actually kind of like getting closer to it. Let's face it, it's a robber. It robs us of our youth, or robbed me anyway, because I was diagnosed so late. Robbed me of my youthful potential, robbed me of this, robbed me of my marriage, So I saw it as an enemy, and I was on a constant war footing against it. But now I realise it's not my enemy, it's my wound, and that's changed my relationship with the pain. It's distasteful to approach a wound, but it doesn't have the same degree of fear and loathing and desperation as approaching an enemy has.
I try to think of it like a drug. That's not my real feelings at the moment in time, so I can sit there logically and think, okay, you feel terrible, but if you drunk 10 pints, you feel terrible as well. It's a side effect of something else. You've got to try and ride through this, because it's not real. Sure. Logically where you are, but
you've got to step out of the tempest.
I try that. I'm not saying it always works, but I try and have. It's a self-talk, isn't it? Where you try and tell yourself that however you're feeling isn't what they say. Feelings are not facts, So
I don't like that. I went somewhere and that was basically what they taught, and I personally felt like it was kind of invalidating everything that I felt, like I personally prefer to just be like, okay, I feel like this, I'm going to let myself feel like this.
Yeah.
I don't have to work out the reason why right now when I'm in the middle of it. I'm just going to let myself feel like it. And then I might go back and say, when I'm feeling a bit better, why did I feel like that? Okay, next time I need to protect myself in this way.
It depends what feelings you're talking about, because if it's feelings of self-loathing, is that the word? I try and dismiss them with that sort of scenario. Where it is feelings about certain scenarios, like we said before, where I need some sort of acceptance from another party, then I wouldn't just dismiss them because I feel this about that.
I think after a trauma, it's difficult to know what to do with yourself or where you're at, and so I think, and one way of kind of dealing with that is to really think about what interested you before the trauma. Even if you were quite young, was there anything, like, did you want to do, like, you know, I know I always liked music, and somehow that kind of fizzled away, you know, in kind of traumatic stress years. And so I tried to just slowly get back to that, and I think that's been something that's really helped me. It's something totally unrelated to the trauma, and it's something I enjoy, so it's almost like kind of sticking a middle finger up at the trauma and saying I can still enjoy stuff. And
Yeah,
definitely.
that middle finger is very important.
Yeah.
When people say to me, you know, oh, you just got to kind of put it in the past and crack on. That's the one. And I just want to say to them, take all of your formative experiences that have made you, throw them away. Go on, you do it. You know, just chuck them away as if they don't matter, as if they don't count, as if like everything that's made you yourself really can just be put in the past. You know, it isn't, you know, we do not fixate on the past. We do not dwell on the past, and we do not rejoice or revel in the past. The past kicks down our door, comes rushing in, grabs us by the throat and starts punching us one. You know, it's not, that's how it is.